Hi guys, it's Shell, Sunbury Housewives. Welcome back to another DIY. If you're new to my channel, I want to thank you so much for stopping by. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see future DIYs. So today I'm going to do an in-depth tutorial on how to paint your own buffalo plaid. I've been asked by several people to do this, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. So let's go ahead and jump into the video. I'm just using a piece of scrap board that I had lying around, and I paint the base of it white. That's what you want to do, is do your main color, and then once that dries you want to find your center point. This happens to be an 8x10, so I know that the center of my canvas is 5 inches. So I mark both ends, and then I'm going to take my tape and I fold my tape in half so I get the center point of my tape, and I'll lay that on my little markings. And then you want to smooth that down to make sure that you got no creases and that no paint will seep through. So I take another piece of little tape and I'll lay it right next to it, and this is going to give me the exact spacing that I need to lay down my next piece of tape. And I'm going to continue to do this all the way across the canvas. The important thing to know when painting your buffalo plaid is to do the lightest color first. Now that you have your tape down, take your second lightest paint, which mine just happens to be gray, and paint in between each of the tape lines. You can do as little or as much as you want, depending on how you like your buffalo plaid to be. With this first one, I immediately take the tape off even though it's still wet. That way that the paint does not adhere to the tape and pull up. Now, because I'm using the back of a canvas, it's paper, so some of my paper does rip up. But if you're painting on wood or plastic or something like that, it should not do that. If it does, I will show you towards the end of the video how to fix that. Once the tape is completely removed, you want to let this completely dry before moving on. Now that it is dry, I find the center point of the other direction, which I know is 4 inches. So I mark each of those, and then I will take my tape and do the same thing going in the opposite direction with folding my tape over and laying that edge on my markings. And just like before, I'm going to use my spacer tape to give me the lines that I need to put on the rest of the tape. And I'm going to continue this on each side of my canvas. You do want to make sure that your tape goes all the way across. If not, just take another piece of tape and line it up exactly and move on. And just like before, make sure that all of your tape is sealed down so none of the paint seeps under. So taking that same paint, you want to go in between the tape lines again. Once you get done painting this, you're going to set this to dry. Leave the tape on. This is important. Once this is dried completely, what you're going to do is take some tape, and where you put your original tape lines, and you can see where the white is, that's where you want to place it. Make sure that you line it up perfectly so that your squares will come out perfect. Unlike the last two times that we taped, this time you won't need the spacer tape because you've already got the guides of the original tape lines to guide you where you need to go. Now that that's taped down, you're going to take your darkest paint. Mine happens to be black. And then you're going to either paint or sponge over where those empty spaces where the tape is not. You can paint the whole board if you want, but that's kind of a waste of paint. So my suggestion is just to paint where in between the tape lines of both where they come together. I hope that makes sense. You will see it more in person when you're doing it. Now, you can leave it to dry if you want, but I never do. I carefully remove the tape, and you're going to see some pieces of where the paper comes up, and I'm going to show you how I fix that. And this will show you how you can fix any of your projects if by chance the tape pulls up any of your paint. Now right here, you'll be able to see where it ripped up some of my paint. So to fix this, I took a small, sharp-edged paintbrush and I just painted very close and created the edge and painted anywhere that the paint was missing. I started with the gray and filled in those spots. Once I finished the gray, I moved into the white and fixed those spots where the tape had pulled up the paint on that. And this is a simple way to fix any mistake if by chance your tape does pull up your paint. If for some reason you think it's dry and it's not, and it pulls it up, it's okay, your project is still salvageable. Painting your own buffalo check is super easy. It's not as hard as most people think. I really do hope this tutorial helped you. If it did, give it a great big thumbs up. And if you try it, let me know. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.